is up, everybody? Welcome to Sessions Podcast. Welcome to the Temple of Bars. Glad you're here. Make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell if you could, please. My name is Wilkshake. I'm going to read you some poems. We're going to listen to a new artist from me. This is from Forces Unknown. Big shout out to Temple Heads alumni, Forces Unknown. This is a new artist I've never heard called Intuition, and the song is called Pain and Pleasure. Let's get you a poem, and then we'll get into the song. This one is called Stay Home. I'm disgusting. I'm at home and I'm watching some wrestling. My armpits are stinky and my bedroom is musty. Underpants are right fucking crusty. I need some adjusting. I'll sit here and wait until I see what dusk brings. Maybe tomorrow I'll go out for a walk, put on some clean pants and go buy some new Reeboks. I'm so goddamn nervous that it's hard for me to talk. A day on the town will throw me into pure shock. I'm wrong. I should just stay right here. I'll watch some TV like it is my career. I don't want to face glaring eyes from my peers. I haven't socialized in well over a year. Maybe it's best I just stay here at home. If someone needs me, they can call me on my phone. My nice lazy boy is becoming my throne. I'm too out of touch to get thrown a bone. Stay home. This is Intuition. Pain and Pleasure. Let's do it right now.
I was playing Clark Kent on a park bench, observing those passing, hidden from society behind some dark sunglasses when a man stepped up, looking grizzled and distraught, like, can I borrow $1 for water? Man, it's fucking hot. And I said, sir, why should I give you change to eat when I'm $40,000 in debt? You're only broke. He said, son, I lost more in a night than you could ever hope to achieve. In your entire life, I lost my wife, lost my love, I lost my will to live. I lost my daughter and a son, and now I've never seen their kids. And I'm sorry to vent, I don't mean you any trouble, but for 8 long years I watched my wife's skin bubble as the cancer made her thin and redder than a setting sun. No matter the treatment, it seemed that nothing was getting done. She headed from a strong woman into letting some doctor tell her if she has relatives, then they better come. That's when my life took a fateful twist. Jack Daniels placed his kiss on my ungrateful lips, consumed by the poison till I lost my place to live. In my pursuit of past enjoyment, I used drinks to chase it with. Now I'm a common bum that no one cares to notice. Lack of morals, lack of focus, with an outlook labeled hopeless. And I roam this city homeless with no shelter from the weather. To tell you the truth, I'm happier now than ever. Sure, I panhandle every single meal I eat, but my soul gets fed from stories of the people that I meet. And I keep my hopes high, thinking life might take a new turn, cause I've learned that living for the past ain't gonna help the future.
Kind of reminds me of a rhyme sayer's outfit type of guy. Seems like Atmosphere mixed with Aesop Rock, you know?
And my eyes open wider that day than ever, and I finally saw the fine line between pain and pleasure. And I've never felt quite so exposed as when I noticed that the path you chose could change at any moment. And my eyes open wider that day than ever, and I finally saw the fine line between pain and pleasure. And I've never felt quite so exposed as when I noticed that the path you chose could change at any moment. I was in my dirty diner, you know, my usual spot, trying to fill a blank. The air was muggy and stale, and the room was so hot that I kept wiping my brow to remove all the drops. When a lovely young lady walked right through the door, and I swore I recognized her, must have met her before. Wearing a sundress and sandals with an elegant rapport, pushing a baby stroller, blanket dangling on the floor. Now this girl looked familiar, far too young to be a mother. Thought I'd ask her who she's babysitting, flirt and get her number, when she stumbled by with bright eyes and immediately knew me. Like, oh my god, Lee, it's me, Brian's sister Susie. Now Brian was a kid I used to chill with on occasion, half black and half Asian. Mom's on permanent vacation, and Pops was always gone, steady working 2 jobs, too busy just trying to feed his kids to find a new mom. But moving on, I said, Susie, how you doing, how you been? It's been so long since I last saw you, you look different, who's the kid? And she grinned, as if she held a secret that I needed, and said, let me introduce you to my baby daughter Eden. My heart was beating, she said, what, like you don't know me? I was drinking by 11, snorting blow by 14, made bad decisions due to lack of supervision, including dating older men who fucked with younger women. I bit the bait, lived through pain and heartbreak, but then Eden came, the last of my quote-unquote mistakes. And sometimes I hate the fact my ties to childhood are severed. To tell you the truth, I'm happier now than ever. I was on a downward spiral headed for an early death, but now I hear the meaning in my daughter's every breath. And I've left my old ways behind and never minded leaving, cause I've learned sometimes mistakes are what help you find the meaning. And my eyes open wider that day.
Wow, some good storytelling right there.
and I've never felt quite so enclosed as when I noticed that the path you chose to change at any moment. And my eyes open wider that day than ever, and I finally saw the fine line between pain and pleasure. And I've never felt quite so enclosed as when I noticed that the path you chose to change at any moment.
Great. So 2 stories there. So, you know, as far as the homeless goes, you know, I've met homeless guys who just don't want to bother trying anymore. They tried so hard and got fucked over so bad, they're just like, fuck it. There's no rules. There's no harm on the streets. I'm broke, but I'm not dead. You know, and just getting by is better than being pressured into debt. Like I always said, he's $40,000 in debt. Why should I give you some money? And this guy's like, fuck it. I just don't care anymore. Just give me, I just want a buck for some water because I'm thirsty. And that's my next mission in life. That's the only mission I have, is to get this dollar for water. And that's okay. I'm happy with living like that. A lot of people get to that point when they've been beat down and broke up over life's endeavors. You know, it can really slow you down. Second story, just reminds you, you know, like, People change and things happen. A lot can happen in a year. A lot can happen in a day. Forget a year. Now, a year, anything can happen in a year. Anything can happen. And yeah, having babies young is part of the deal. I was talking yesterday on the THOUGHCAST that I'm surprised that I don't have children. You know, because I didn't give a fuck about taking care of myself in my early 20s. But I was responsible that way, I guess, thank God. Maybe not so much responsibility with my mind. I guess I didn't want to be a father. I guess I had the sense still. But a lot of people don't have the sense to, you know, use protection and keep your dick out of chicks. You know, just fucking stop doing it. Back off. Cool song. Cool storytelling. It was almost like the whole thing was like a soliloquy. It was just, it makes you think, you know, like, the people that you meet on the street, like even someone, I remember I had this thing, this is funny, this is coming up, I just remember this now. I used to do this. I'd see the same like 20 people on my walk to work every day in Montreal in my early 20s. It's like 25 years ago, 20 something years ago. I'd see the same 20 people on my way to walk to work. One owned the store, one worked the pizza place, one was a dope smoking Rasta, a couple homeless people, one guy worked at the bank, one guy worked at the grocery store, one lady was always walking her dog. And I saw these people for months over and over again. And then I started saying hi. And then I started saying, hey, what's going on? Nice to see you again. You know, what's your name? I see you all the time. And I slowly formed, the Rasta guy was the best because I slowly formed relationships with these people that I'd just seen on the side of the street, just kind of as a game and a way to make my walk to work a little more entertaining. I'm always really early. I like to chit chat. I always got time to shoot the shit for a couple minutes when I'm walking on the road because it was like a half-hour walk to work. I'd leave like an hour before I had to work. So I always have like an extra half hour just to like mingle. And a couple of them didn't have it. The guy at the bank didn't give a shit. He just kind of brushed it off. But the Rasta that I always walked by a Rasta, you know, a little shop. I don't know what he sold in there. It was like clothes and stuff. It was like a little boutique of some kind. I never actually went in, but he was always outside smoking a joint. So I brought a joint and we both smoke our joints. I light it up before I walked up to him and we'd shoot the shit and just talk. And then we eventually started sharing a joint. I'd bring one morning and he'd have one the next morning. And that's how it went on for a couple years. And you never know what you're going to learn if you just reach out to people in public, like strangers. Just compliment a stranger. There's no harm. What's the worst that's going to happen? They're going to tell you to fuck off. Big deal. You know, you never know what you're going to learn from one person. Each person is so complicated and so complex. And this song reminds me that you can learn a lot by just being the reaching out the person who reaches out. Be that person who reaches out to another. It's important for us people who are confident enough to reach out because it makes the world more connected and it makes your world a little smaller because you gain a whole bunch of connections from one person. You know, one person knows thousands of people. And now you have access to that, and you can change the world. That's how you change the world, one person at a time. Thank you, Forces. Good talk. Going to read you one more poem now. We're going to let you go. This one is called The Familiar Stranger. I remember you. I can't place your name. I recall your intellect. I still feel your pain. Did we meet on the train? We connected our brains. We talked about how we thought cities are lame. We shared our thoughts on the harsh damage of fame. I remember you well, but I can't place your name. Anyway, how are you today? My first name is Shane. I'd like to talk more, but I'm late for my plane. If I see you again, could you tell me your name? Goodbye for now. Stay dry in this rain. That was the... I couldn't have wrote a more perfect poem right now to go along with that video. The Familiar Stranger, that was perfect. That's why I love doing these poetry shows. You never know how things are going to interrelate. Thanks, guys. Make the world a better place. Peace out.